In 2020, I created an Instagram account from scratch with 0 followers and 0 clients. After about 2 months of posting consistently on Instagram, I was able to sign my first paying clients. And I just had maybe 500 followers. In fact, with less than 1,000 followers, I used to receive on a daily or at least weekly basis messages of people asking me for my one-on-one services. I didn't even have an offer yet. I didn't have advertising about this offer. I wasn't promoting my services. It was just purely because of my content. And a couple of months after that, in July 2020, I was able to quit my corporate job and I had maybe 3,000 followers. So no, you don't need a big following to start making money on Instagram. And I really want to insist on this because I know you're still making the mistakes of chasing followers constantly. You always think you need a big following in order to make money on Instagram. Whether you want to be an influencer or you are a small business owner and you are trying to get more clients. You always think that you don't have enough leads and so on. And I'm here to prove you that you are wrong. So if you're a service business owner struggling to make more money, struggling to get new clients, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, not sure where to start, or if you just wonder how to make money on Instagram, this video will be for you, so keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ginny. I'm an Instagram and marketing expert and I help service business owners and wannabe entrepreneurs to grow an engaged audience on Instagram and to convert their followers into paying clients. So here's what usually happens. You know you need followers to make money. In a way, that's kind of normal. So you start creating content on Instagram. It doesn't bring you the result that you want. You're struggling to get new clients or you think you need more followers in order to make more money. And then you keep creating content, you keep having the same results and eventually you want to give up. So I'm here to help you stop this vicious circle and to finally start making money on Instagram even with a small following. Whether you have 200 followers, 500 followers, or you're starting from scratch, I'm going to explain you how to actually grow an engaged audience even if it's small and how to convert this small but engaged audience into paying clients. Because at the end of the day, what do you want? Do you want a huge audience that never converts, that never buy from you? Or do you actually want a small following that's much easier to get and being able to have enough clients, being able to have enough money to quit your job or whatever your goal is within just a few months? So I'm going to show you how to start making money on Instagram in 2021 with less than 1,000 followers. Okay, let's crack on. The first thing that you need is an expertise. You need to be good at something. You need to be known for something. I mean, it's kind of a given if you're going to create an Instagram account or if you already have an Instagram account, I'm guessing you're good at something, whether it's photography, fashion, or maybe you're a psychologist and you want to get yourself set up. Whatever your expertise is, you can monetize this on Instagram. But at this point, you need to be fully aware of what your expertise is and what is the thing that you're good at or excel at compared to any other experts in your field. Is there something that everyone talks about in your industry, in your field, that you disagree with? That's a sign that you're going to be able to stand out. But it also could be your personality or the way that you help people. Basically, what makes you unique, special, different? If you know what it is, it's going to be a game changer. But it doesn't need to be complicated. It doesn't need to be completely different. It could also be just a combination of all these things. Being an expert at something very specific, having a certain personality, and delivering your services in this very specific way or delivering that expertise in a very specific way. So you want to be aware of it and start making a list of all the things that you know, all the things that you're good at, all the things that makes you different. Basically, they're all the things that you're going to start sharing on Instagram. If you haven't done this yet and you already have an account, you really want to get back to these basics. Okay, my second point is putting an offer together that is based on business foundation. So let me explain. So next phase is to put a clear offer together that you know the audience you want to talk to, the people you want to attract, will be attracted to. At this point, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be something. You just need to have an overview of what it is that you want to offer. And again, you might already have something, but I want to make sure that this offer is very specific to the audience you want to talk to. And in order to do this, you need to do market research. So you really need to understand who is it that you're talking to and what kind of offer they will be attracted to. So you don't create the offer that you have in your own head. You really want to create an offer based on those market research, based on the people you're talking to, the people you want to attract. So who is that ideal audience? What are they struggling with? What are they trying to achieve and so on? You really need to know all of these things. Knowing that they're 20 years old is not good enough. Knowing that they're females is not good enough. At this point, you also want to be clear on your niche. So your niche is the expertise we talked about in my first point. You want to be good at something very specific. So being a life coach is not a niche. Being a psychologist specialist is not a niche. Helping everyone is not targeted enough and is not going to help you. If you are too broad, you will struggle to convert people. The broader you are, the more competition you have, the harder it is to build an engaged following that's going to be easy to convert, basically. So you really want to be specific. So instead of saying, I'm a psychologist, you really want to see who is it that you're actually helping. So remember the expertise and the thing that you really care about, the thing that you're really good at. So maybe you're great at helping people with anxiety, especially when they're opening their own business, for example. That's very specific. In this way, you have less competition. It will be easier to stand out. It will be easier to be like, you know what, you have this specific problem, I can help you with that. It will be easier to make a name for yourself that way. And that's what's going to be important on Instagram, is to make a name for yourself and use that word of mouth online. So based on all the things we talked about, now you should really have an offer that you know is going to attract that ideal audience that we just talked about. Now you really need to know how to communicate about this offer, how to communicate clearly about it, that really is going to make people think, yeah, that's it, that's for me, I really want this. So how to market this offer, because this will be crucial when you're going to talk about it, when you're going to promote it, and so on. So you don't have to do too much effort to convince people. Okay, point number 3, attracting the right audience or the right ideal clients. So at this point, again, you might already have a small audience, but this audience might not be targeted well enough. And I know some of you might think, do I need to start from scratch? Do I need to redo a new account and so on? Or do I keep on going? Or maybe you've been attracting the wrong people for a while and so on. So what do you do at this point? Well, you might be right. The people that you already attracted might not be the right people. And that's why I really want you to do the job that we just talked about, because this is going to be important. Now, what I want you to do as well is to look at these followers and who are they? Are they friends and family? In this case, that's fine, because your friends and family are going to be here to support you, and they might know some other people and they might do your word of mouth. But if it is an account that you created for example, your fitness journey, and that now you want to focus on helping people with anxiety, this is not going to work. So you might want to create a new account. Otherwise, what you can do is going through the people who already follow you and see if there's people that you think are not a good fit, or if people are like more like dodgy followers, such as they're following thousands and thousands of people, and you want to remove these people, because it will be easier to have an engaged audience when you have the right people seeing your content. So removing followers will be helpful, especially for your engagement and so on. So I'd rather you have 200 or even 100 followers but well targeting on your ideal audience than having 1,000 followers that were all here to see your fitness journey and now are completely not the right fit. So sometimes, yes, it is easier to actually create an account from scratch. Okay, now we're going to create the right content for the right people, so we're only going to attract the right people from now on. So it brings me to my next point. You want to focus on community building. So you want to create content that is focused on community building. What is community building? It means that your main goal on Instagram will be to build a community of like-minded people for whom you will be the leader. And I really insist on this. You will be the leader of this community. You're not a follower. You're not an influencer. You are leader. The leader of the community that you are building. And you need to act like one. People really need to see you as the expert that you are. It doesn't mean you can't show that you're vulnerable, but it does mean that you need to show them that you're a step ahead of them. Otherwise, they won't buy from you. So quit the nice girl next door. You really need to show what you're good at and that you're the expert in your industry, in your field, on this particular topic. So you really want to support your community, right? Building community meaning that you have interest in your head at all times. It means that you want to actually help them. The more genuine you are, the easier it will be to have an engaged community that will be easy to convert. So for a few weeks or even a few months, sometimes you want to create content without even thinking about converting those people. You really want to create content, helping them as best as possible. You want to have them reach their goals, solve their problems. You want to help them with tips, with tricks. You want to help them achieve their goals. If you're a photographer, it could even be showing some behind the scenes. It could be giving tips to people on how to feel more comfortable when doing a photo shoot or taking selfies when they're at home. It could be anything like that. So don't think that it's because you're a photographer that you just need to share pictures that you've taken during photo shoots. This is not being creative. This is not helping community. This is not bringing like-minded people together. When you're a photographer, for example, you're bringing people who have a passion for beautiful pictures, beautiful images. How are you going to bring that community more tight and more engaged? You need to be creative in the content that you create. Okay, now the next phase is to have a conversion system in place. And that's something that often lacks. I see people doing great when it comes to community building, but they don't know how to convert their audience, and that's probably why you're here. You need to have an overview from people finding you on Instagram to people actually buying you. What is the process? We call it the sales funnel. Where does it come from? What's gonna happen? What do you need to put in place in order for people to eventually buy from you? For people to buy from you, you really need trust. You need all of these things, which will be done through your content, through building this community, and so on. Once you build a tight community, they will trust you and eventually they will buy from you. You really need to have an overview and optimize this, meaning that maybe you're gonna help them further with like a ebook or something like that. You need to find ways to keep warming up this audience, to keep engaging them. And that's going to be up to you to be creative as well. So at this point, you might start to receive DMs on a weekly basis saying, hey, I really love your tips. Can you help me further? You know, you might have a lot of freebie seeker in your DM, and that's going to be crucial to not give away too much for free and to know how to convert these people, to know what steps they need to take in order to buy from you. Right now, they're engaged, they're warm, they're ready to buy from you. What is going to make them from ready to buy from you to actually buy from you? Often you'll see you have objection at this point, such as what you offer is great but it's too expensive, or I'm not ready, or something like that. Which brings me to my next point. You need to use the 4 pillars of conversion. The first one is your content. You need to be able to convert people with your content. So at this point, it's not just content to help them. You need to make them realize what they do wrong. You need to make them realize why you're good at what you do and why they need you and not just your free content or someone else. The content that you share for growth, for visibility, the content that you share for community building is different than the content that you share to convert people. They might be related, but they will be different. Then the second pillar is stories. Stories are here to really connect with people on another level. You really want to build trust and to build connections or relationship with your followers in your stories. You can share value in your stories, but you also want to show your personality, show who you are. It's not just sharing what you had for breakfast and what you do during the day. That's barely anything. You do want to share personal stuff, but you also want to share value with your own personality, your own thoughts. What makes you, again, different and unique. The third pillar is your DMs. Again, people might jump in your DMs, but you might get a lot of freebie seeker. You really want to put a sales process in place to make people go from freebie seeker to potential buyer. Through the question that you're gonna ask, through the process that you're gonna have in place, it's going to be easier to convert those people. It's a good sign that you have people asking for free stuff in your DM. It's a good sign for people asking more in your DMs. You just need to have this process of like, what are the right questions? What can I make them go through to go from freebie seekers to actually buying from me? Basically, you need to make them realize they need you. You need to make them realize that your free content is not enough and that they need you to go further to be able to achieve their goals. Obviously, if you're a photographer, for example, that's kind of obvious, but if you're a psychologist, that might be different. Okay, and finally, it's your website. Don't underestimate the power of your website. Having a DM me for more info in your bio is not enough. It doesn't mean you need to have like a crazy, beautiful website, but you do need to have at least a landing page showing your services and really making people go through a process that they're like, I might be interested in buying from that person to, yeah, I need this. I need this. Is going to help me achieve whatever it is that I need to achieve. So your sales page on your website or your website altogether is going to be really important in going from people finding you on Instagram to people buying from you. Can they book a call easily? Are you answering all the questions and so on? Make sure to have a proper process on your website as well. So I'm going to get into more details about everything I've just shared and using my BCC framework and an N&COM formula in order to build and scale a service business with the help of Instagram in my free masterclass. So I have a free masterclass. You can save your spot today. You just have to click in the link below. I have put the link in the description. If you want to know more, if you want to go further than what I've just been through today, if you want to have more details, make sure to save your free spots today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and maybe I'll see you in the masterclass. Otherwise, have a good day and I'll see you in the next video.